like Earth to Mars difference in sound quality. Like holy
There's the
shit.
record button. But yeah,
DHX, not DHX.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's that. It's not IMAX surround sound, but it's like still got that IMAX sound without the freaking 2-mile wide screen.
the good stuff.
Dune was amazing in IMAX.
Oh,
Again,
I have not seen Dune yet. I heard it was fantastic.
the sound, which is why me and my roommate, we went to Hot Springs to the IMAX to watch it, because we'd seen it in the local theater and it was so good, but in the IMAX, the sound vibrated without actually vibrating from the light. I don't know how something makes you vibrate without vibrating. It's the system itself. It was just like, it had that ambiance. The seats sucked. They weren't reclining or soft or nothing. The seats sucked to sit in. That was the worst part. Like, this isn't comfy at all. But the IMAX for Dune was amazing.
It sounds good, and I'm going to have to. I think I might be able to watch Dune now from home. I think it's been long enough, so I have to see. But yeah, I heard good things about Dune. I heard good things about Spider-Verse. I heard good things about the Super Mario movie. I heard that wasn't bad. It wasn't like top tier.
One of our friends said it was great. Like, all these people going, shut up, watch the movie. I haven't seen it yet because I've been kind of on the ball about going. I have to go into town, then buy a ticket. It's an ordeal for me to go into town and do stuff.
Spider-Verse was so good, but it pissed me off.
They could have had the ending 10 minutes sooner.
Yeah. Instead of leaving us on just the world's largest cliffhanger.
No spoilers.
I'm just saying it's a cliffhanger. That's it.
Don't say nothing.
Kenji, are you driving home right now?
Yeah, I'm about to be home in like 2 minutes.
Okay, all good. I was just checking. I figured. Yeah, I haven't seen like a movie in a while. I was watching Shazam because I haven't seen it yet, which isn't terrible.
I haven't seen the second one. First one was great. I don't know why people bombed it. First one was awesome.
Yeah, like what I saw, I didn't hate.
It's fun. It's funny. It's entertaining. It has a character with growth.
I think people were walking into that movie expecting like another Superman movie, and it got something else. I think that's why
It may be in it.
People kind of bombed it. They don't know who. Like a lot of people don't know who Shazam is unless you're like hardcore. I would say hardcore, unless you're like deep in DC and Marvel and those types. You probably don't know who
He's an off-brand hero.
Yes.
Yeah, he's off-brand.
You know what my favorite offshoot of Shazam is?
Who's that?
Eureka?
Freakazoid.
Ooh,
Freakazoid.
Yo, I'm right there with you. I love Freakazoid.
That was one of the inspirations for him.
Superhuman, unemployed, Freakazoid.
I've got a hot take. Not as much fun to watch as an adult today. I didn't enjoy watching it. To me, it didn't hold up. It was still good. It was fun to watch. But I was like,
It is probably one of those shows that hasn't aged well. But back in the day, it was pretty good.
Oh, it's fantastic. I will still happily quote it down the line somewhere. Without a doubt, if the ability comes up to pull out a Freakazoid quote, and I remember to, I'll throw it out there. But I was watching, I can't remember what service I was watching. I was like, this doesn't hit the bones as much as I hoped it would.
What about Samurai Pizza Cats?
Oh, yo. I don't
watch it. It's not aged well, though.
No, Samurai Pizza Cats did not age well at all.
Who's ready for that 70-minute season finale of Demon Slayer tomorrow?
Oh shit, that's
Bet your ass I am.
That's tomorrow.
Oh baby.
Minute long.
Ready.
Oh.
Wait, for real?
Yes.
Oh shit!
Yes.
Yeah, I read the whole manga. It's going to be great.
How is the? I don't understand how Mitsuru's fight or all of them with that last guy is 70 minutes. But you know what? I'm fucking here for it, or I'm
It's
going to be
Demon
there
Slayer.
for it.
It's Demon Slayer. I'm all for it.
It's because last guy has the abilities of all 4 other ones, as well as Wood style.
It's gonna be. I wouldn't imagine the season 2 finale to take as long as it did, but they drew. Oh, I'm so glad they extended the fireworks. I still get I still get chills seeing those animations. Whew. Beautiful. Season 2. I don't know about
No,
season
that's
3. I
true.
haven't looked at it.
It's
Season
so
2
true.
of Demon Slayer was like $250,000 an episode. There's more money than any studio has like spent per episode, and they got it back and more.
People love the show. It's a good show.
It was so well done. It's like, jeez, hold my beer. This is how you animate.
Yeah, it's Demon Slayer and Oshinoko
It
that
is.
have been my go-to this season.
You know what makes me sad is there. I've read a little bit ahead of Oshinoko, and in season 1, I don't feel like they're going to get to the best like story points, the story breaks. I don't think they're going to get to some of those break points
I mean, they got
in
to
season 1.
They got to the dating show arc, so
Yeah, but was that really a story break where I can't go on anything else without spoilers.
That is completely fair.
It's like those are steps, but like it's not really anything past that first arc of of our character's journey to discovery. You know?
I suppose that's kind of fair.
Yes.
And that's not fair, but if you haven't read ahead, you don't really know. But like, it's just these like story beats. It's realistically, if the storytelling wasn't so good, these episodes drag. They like drag on the story, but it's done well. So it's like these are good. These episodes are good. So it's like people. A good example is season 1 of Attack on Titan got absolutely bashed because they dragged the story on for what should have been like half an episode into 3 episodes. You know, that's an example of like slowing things down with excessive story. But in Oshinoko, they've done the telling. They've revealed our character's development in a way that doesn't feel wasted. They're not wasting our time with revelation.
I will say, episode 7 made me lose my shit. I was like, okay.
Not last week, but the week before that episode of The Witch of Mercury, Most Gundam, had me fucking crying with it was that moment in Gundam where like a lot of like war, like the actual dark side of war, you know, people like innocent people died, and there was like a friend in front of our protagonist.
Isn't that just
literally
every episode of Gundam?
No, this one is going with the more of the innocence aspect of storytelling, and then you know as our protagonist is forced into these it's a classic tale of Gundam. You know, you have an innocence that is lost through war. You know,
Yeah, well, I still prefer Iron-Blooded Orphans.
It's very close to that telling. It's not as harsh, but like our the last week's episode is the point where it's like it's in the hero's journey. We've had the fall of the hero, and she is guided to a new power, and she is very obviously about to receive a heavily upgraded and dangerous Gundam that she will obviously be the first one to be able to pilot it, because that's the story of Gundam. But like literally the episode before, I like where they went, where she bounced back with her little kind of bubbly, bright attitude. You know, smile. You know, push forward, be happy. But like, she watched one of her classmates and a friend she had just get crushed and pulped in front of her.
Spoilers! Don't! I haven't kept up with that. Spoilers.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
You guys seen-
And she was crying. I was crying. They didn't show her face, but like, it's the fall of the hero. You know, they had the Cherries Under the Road. They're just at their lowest point, and it just you could just feel it. I was just crying.
Well,
I
I'm
was
gonna
very
go watch it
glad.
now. Otherwise,
Anyways, have any of you guys seen the latest episodes of One Piece?
No,
God,
Because
One
they
Piece.
literally broke a world record for how many impact frames in the shortest amount of time.
Impact Frame.
Yes. You know when you punch someone so hard, they have multiple different frames of motion? Basically different layers?
I guess in animation, sure.
Okay, so there was 39 impact frames in 2 seconds,
Pretty good.
which is a world record.
But I question you. Did he punch the color off of his face?
No, it was more than that. Search it up, please.
Kenji, you home?
Until they matched Luffy punching the color out of someone's face. I don't know. That's still my favorite punch.
Oh, I understand. He turned him back into the manga.
Did you get to your computer, Kenji?
You goddamn right I did.
All right. Good. Can you describe what happened? I'm just joking. You weren't here last time.
We all died.
Yep, there we go. Restart a campaign. Everybody, TPK. Gonna make new characters. I'm joking.
I can do that. I've got 3 in backup.
Why? Why? Why have I been so...
I
what-
like making characters. I like making second edition characters. They're flavorful.
Okay, that's fair. That's pretty fair. All right. So, who was here yesterday? Or not yesterday? Last session. You had Seer. I believe Brute was here, and Wind and Chaos were here. So, who wants to volunteer?
I do not have extensive notes.
I take a crack at it.
All right, Seer, you know what? You haven't done it in a while. Go for it, buddy.
So, for some reason, we was in our nice magical carriage driving to this new nice village,
Uh-huh.
and when we was about to get there, someone wanted to go sneak up on the head carriage to see what they were talking about. So, of course, Seer went and did it. He got a little bit sidetracked and got stuck underneath the carriage for the rest of the ride. So he hanged off the guts and got to town. So he was just hanging there, and he got off underneath there. See, got pop out right in behind. Who are I think it's Michael. Anyway, he pop up right behind him, and then started walking off to the graveyard. And then the party went on 2 separate spots. Chaos and Z and
Esh.
Tesh. Z and Tesh went on and bought some stuff from the store. And they found some interesting items and a couple magical items that they were very interested in. And I believe someone got a dagger. But I let them explain what they got from the store. Beer. Now that guy, ha ha ha. Alice was like, "Look, you wanna have a little trip." So he went to the trip over to the river. Saw something in the river, he jumped in, cause you know that's Bleer. He's aquatic. He jumped in, started going underneath the water, looking down up in the water. He saw something shiny, so of course he's gonna go down there and check it out, cause that's Bleer. He's aquatic. So he went down there, got what was there. Yeah, I'll let him tell you what he found. And he went back up, but before he went up, there was something in that water with him that almost got Beer, but you know, Beer is aquatic, so he got out of that, and I think it was a monster. Anyway, he got out of there after he discovered a skeleton arm. That's the thing he found underneath in the dirt and the silt. Of course, Beer is aquatic, so he got out of that all good and fine. Danny, that's all the checks and all that. Yes, it was a ring, I believe. Dining ring. Then it went on to me. old good old Seer went on the graveyard to go do do what Seer does. He sightsee, um, started doing a little ritual, walking around the graveyard, doing his little thing, spreading a little bit of a warp stuff, touching every graveyard, leaving his signal, doing a little prayer dance and Seer. He was just he was in a groove until some arrow came by after he got chills and it stabbed him, well, basically pierced him, I guess, in the shoulder. Either way, everything went downhill after that. And, well, Seer had to run. Because he never saw it coming. And he was startled. And apparently that arrow was poison. So he ran faster than anybody can ever be because that's Seer. He's fast. So yeah, once he got to the carriage, he kind of fell down and unconscious.
He did not wake
And
up.
there we go.
Seer did the smart thing, and he ran. I will say,
No
Seer.
shining colors on him.
I'll say Seer did the very smart thing and ran. Okay, I think we hit all the good spots. Yes, I believe Z got a new dagger. Very interesting effects, as well as Beer also got some interesting stuff. At the very least, got a new shining ring. And the encounter with whatever it was.
I did a barrel roll.
You did.
I'm
You did.
shining a violet light on Beer. Not Beer. Seer, I should say.
Okay, so you all watch as Seer does manage to come around the corner. You're all there by the carts, getting ready to kind of gather back up and kind of break for the day. And yes, so you do see him turn the corner. He's like, guys, and just passes out. Baker, you go ahead, rush over to Beer, or not Beer, Seer. Sorry, your names are so similar. You rush over to Seer, and you start to shine your light on Seer. It does take a few moments. I believe there is a medicine check you have to do for this.
I would do that.
I believe tree
30.
poison. Okay, yeah, easy enough. Tree poison, I believe, is DC of 15. This one is actually it's a certain type of poison. So let me see here. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you just make the DC for this poison. Very good.
Oh, I'm not a fan of that, but I'm capable of curing it.
Wow.
Very good. Okay. So, Sarah, you eventually, after a few moments of Baker shining you in this nice glow, eventually, very drowsily come to consciousness. You still feel a little sluggish. You still feel like almost like you've been asleep for like 12 plus hours straight. After something like that happening, you kind of feel like that. You still look like a little groggy, still a little sleepy. But you are now conscious at this time.
Grab Baker.
Baker's looking down
Yeah.
at you like an angel, and you're looking
Grab
up at him.
Baker.
What's wrong? What happened to you?
Also, apologies. Am I here? Did you just kind of have me in the background of all last session, or am I off doing something specifically?
Oh no, you're in the background.
Okay.
You're right there.
You saved me.
What were you doing?
Yeah, what happened to you?
That's the wrong question. I'm just
was
wondering about
just-
these new lenses.
Wonderful, wonderful. I was at the graveyard. An arrow
course.
came and got me. It made me slow. Very slow. But I ran so fast.
An arrow? Wait, someone shot you at the graveyard?
Do you need healing? I can.
Yes.
What were you doing at the graveyard that somebody would shoot you?
I was just doing It doesn't matter. I was shot in the graveyard.
Seer, were you trying to steal dead bodies?
No, never. He looks away.
I need you to pinky promise me right now you weren't trying to steal bodies.
Z side eyes Dash.
Not sure I believe him.
Pinky promise, man. Pinky promise. I had never
Well, he pinky promised, I believe him.
legitimately stole a body.
I don't think anybody would dare the threat of losing their pinky by lying.
Who needs a pinky anyways? The other three are more convenient.
Maybe he was just trying to claim one of the unknown cadavers.
Either way, so you got shot at a library. Not
That's-
library, graveyard.
Very. I was very hurt.
A dead
Oh,
person
very
library, aka graveyard.
I love dead people libraries.
They shot me in the back.
Are you
He just
seriously
secretly
injured? I can heal you.
Oh no, it was just one point of moment. I'm good right now. I'm safe.
I will say this.
That would really knock me out.
Just to clarify, it wasn't a arrow. It was a dart that hit you.
Oh.
Can I try and find the dart?
See, it was a dart.
You look at his back, Baker, and yes, you do see a dart sticking out right where his shoulder blade is.
I will take the dart.
Okay.
Wouldn't that normally be the first thing you do when
Ow.
you're doing a medicine check? Like you're checking for injuries and stuff?
This was to heal poison, not so much check and see what the damage was. But I will say as a general look, over the body, we'll say as part of that he did find the dart there.
I'm definitely going to carefully take it out and put a bandage right over his wound.
Okay, yeah, I'll say easy enough you can do that.
I gotta do some research on
Give you
this.
the best.
I'm just going to
Well, it's
take the dart and go back into try and go back to our carriage and just research the dart, if possible.
yeah. Take me to my carriage, y'all. I'm kind of woozy. I need help.
Fuck it off,
That's
man.
gonna leave me on the ground like this.
I will.
Y'all gonna
help him
leave me on
to
the ground like
cart.
this?
I will help him to the cart because that's what a medic does.
Thank you, Baker. Again, you're doing great right here, man. I don't know what's wrong with me today.
Guys, I don't want to sound accusatory, but I think Seer is lying about not stealing bodies.
I just look back and I give him. I already know type of look.
I am honestly telling you, I did not do a thing wrong in this graveyard, in this town or city we're in. I'm telling y'all, they did it unprovoked.
Perhaps we ought to go have a word with them.
Should we go back there or should we just leave it alone and
So, if a singular dot, I just hold up this tiny little thing, is enough to knock this big guy out, and I was barely able to cure this poison thing, ish. I don't think it'll be a wise idea to, go back there potentially, unless you have a really good, how to say this, you're really good against poison.
good point. Let's move on.
I'm not going back there. I'm done with this. I don't
I'm
want to
gonna
go
have
back over
to
there.
keep
I think
watch
I did
on you,
enough.
by the way. See, I'm gonna take you back to my room, which is basically a hospital room with an extra spare bed.
All right. You got candy up in the hospital room, right?
Sure, I got some treats. Only if you behave.
All right, I'll sit down and take a treat. I'm about
Just
to
lay
cry,
down,
y'all. This is
rest, and I'm just going to try and research the basically see what type of poison the dart had.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Looks back here. Believe you would need.
Hey, you know what? We could have actually used the opportunity of him being unconscious to sneak a peek at his face, because he's always wearing that mask.
Too late.
I have medical. I have a degree in medicine. I've taken an oath to do a little bit of harm but heal.
Okay, so go ahead and do you have like a chemical or a chemist's kit or poisoner's kit, anything like that?
Let me just double check. Sadly, I only have multiple versions of medical equipment.
Okay. I'm gonna still let you make the check. It'll be a medicine check. It's gonna be a -4.
1 second. $17.
You're not sure. I'll give you this. Whatever this poison was, it doesn't seem like it's lethal per se. It seems very concentrated.
I'm just going to have to spend more time on this later. At least that's a step. At least.
Okay. What is everybody else doing?
That's a good question.
I think I was just watching. Oh, no, I guess if they went to the room, I would go to my room and sit with the dagger and study it.
Okay. I believe I sent you or told you what it does, correct?
I think we determined kind of what it does.
If not, let me know and I can repeat it.
Just that it had some benefit and advantage against some sort of being. That's all we had made out last time.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
No.
Tesh is there as well, I presume, correct? Is Tesh with you or no?
What? Sorry?
Are you...
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I'll also let Tesh make the check.
Alright, let's
Arcana.
Hey!
All right, there we are.
Nice.
Z, you don't know. You're not a magical person. You're a sneaky eye take things person. But Tesh, looking over the dagger, you definitely tell it has some magical properties to it. Kind of studying it, kind of looking over some books. You can determine that the dagger mainly gives you advantages underwater. You gain a +2 bonus against all aquatic creatures this dagger attacks. As well as you also get a swimming speed equal to your walking speed. But probably most important is that you are able to breathe underwater as long as you wield the dagger.
Oh, neat.
That is pretty slick, actually.
Hell yeah.
The infiltration options.
So this is called the White Coral Dagger. So you can add that to your inventory if you like.
Okay. Pretty cool. Not sure I'm planning on being underwater anytime soon, but
No, it definitely could be have your advantages. You can always go hang out with beer under the water and
It's true.
do I don't know, float. What else do you do underwater?
darn, too bad we didn't have this
I was thinking that too.
back when we were fighting that.
That hag, yeah.
Oh, well, sweet. I'll tuck it under my cloak.
By the way, love the blanket fort.
Huh?
Love the blanket fort.
Right? This is pretty awesome in here, isn't it?
It really is.
It's cozy.
Oh my god, I completely forgot to see had a blanket fort for a room.
So cool.
That's probably, yeah, that would be all I'm doing is just, like, getting to understand this blade more, so.
Okay. Alright. As you all, the rest of you, I presume probably, need more web speakers. As you're all kind of sitting, I presume, in the kind of living room of this area, kind of chilling, resting, hanging out, you hear in the distance, kind of mellowing, kind of doing your thing, as the clock hanging on the wall goes tick tock repeatedly through the room. You all just kind of hanging out there for the day, or kind of taking your long rests, kind of ending the day there.
I'm gonna spend like a good hour or two keeping watch in the direction that Seer was running from, just to make sure nothing followed to come and kill him after poisoning him.
Okay.
Finish him off.
I will say that nothing seems to follow during that time you're keeping watch. Actually, how long do you keep watch out there? Like the whole night, or?
I'm gonna say well into everybody falling asleep, so probably at least like 2 or 3 hours, and then I'll probably go to sleep.
I could probably take turns with him, considering that's pretty much Beer's whole job with this contract is to guard the caravan.
Let's see if you're moving. Let's see. By the time Seer gets back, kind of do all the stuff. Probably later in the evening. Probably about, let's say, about 10, 11, 12 o'clock. Let's say about 12. So, okay. Beer and Arcanus, can you please make a perception check? As you both are kind of actively, since you are both out there, both actively looking. Okay. Let's see, I have to add. Okay. What's the bonus? That's not what I would do. Okay. Okay. Beer, you're kind of starting to switch with Arcanus at this point. And you don't see anything. You're kind of like walking up to Arcanus, probably giving him a wave, like getting ready to switch. Arcanus, as Beer is walking out, you kind of still looking around. You look at the far end of the uh, caravan, and just as you kind of look in that direction, just in your peripheral, you see almost like a spot darker than the rest of the shadow there, just kind of whoosh past towards the back of the cart.
I was in the middle of like walking in a little circle, but bipedally instead of on four legs like a normal dog, and just stop. You said it's heading towards the cart.
It looked like, so what happens? Like you were looking towards the back end of the caravan, like at the
Mhm.
last cart, and you see it. Bear doesn't, because I imagine like Bear's kind of like has its back towards it. You kind of see like just beyond him, a little like a shadow, just darker than the darkness that you currently see, just kind of whoosh past towards the back of the furthest cart.
Beer. There's something. Arcana's gonna draw a sword. Is our main cart kind of in the center, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna go over towards that, and is that where most of the people are right now?
Nobody's really around except for you and Beer. You gotta remember, it's like about 12 o'clock at night right now.
So I'm saying most people are inside of the cart sleeping.
Correct.
Well, I'm gonna go to that cart and open the door and kind of shout in. We might have company, and then I'm gonna go check it out.
So you're shouting inside your companion's cart, "We might have company," and then you're going to take a look?
Yep.
Okay.
I am conflicted whether I should stay with my patient or head out. Side.
I'm
everybody's asleep.
wondering if I even.
Oh, Sears, wake up!
I'm waking. I'm still up until I
Sears,
don't
wake
back
up!
Sears sleep, because he's my patient for the moment.
Okay, well hold that thought. You're all kind of take your time to wake up. B, are you gonna follow Arcanus, or are you just gonna watch the cart?
I'm gonna draw out my trident, but I'm probably not gonna get too far from the main area because that's our designated guard spot.
Okay, so
But, like,
Arcanus is by himself. Got it.
Oh no.
I
I was gonna say I probably was still awake anyway, just like polishing my daggers or whatever, being more nocturnal. So I would hear that and run out.
Okay, there's still some time between when people have
Yeah.
to run out to the cart and catch up to Arcanus, anyways. Arcanus didn't wait, so he's currently at the moment by himself.
I also have shield lifted and weapon drawn, walking forward creepily, carefully, keeping an eye on where I saw it last go.
What is your AC again?
23 with my shield up.
Okay. Let me see something real quick.
Can you leave me alone? I don't want to go sleep up in here. I'm gotta go. I can't sleep in your room, man. This is uncomfortable.
It's a medical bed. What do you expect?
It's so normal.
Doctor, the patient's
Need
being
some
religious.
privacy.
Okay.
Bring out the thick stuff.
I will say this will not get any sort of advantage or anything, because you saw us around here. But as you come around that bend, Arcanus, you watch as a giant claw comes down and tries to rake over you.
Oh shit!
Hold on, I gotta do some math here.
I did not see that.
Give me
coming.
that. Give me that math.
I'm not there.
No, I'm gonna roll this in the open. It's a plus 15. Yeah.
Oh, this is deadly.
Just put your hand on top of his head, push him back down into the ground.
Yes,
So
yes.
28
Be
does
gentle.
hit you.
Be gentle, please.
Oh,
28 will hit me.
oh.
Okay, that is.
Ugh. It's so nasty.
Okay, we'll roll lower. You will take 7 points of negative damage as you watch as this creature, darker than the night you currently stand in, starts to rise up, opposing against you. It is taller than you, by the way, by a good, probably about 3 feet.
Ooh. I just want to say, with my reaction prepped, I'm gonna lift my shield up, and with my new spirit and my shield has a hardness of 7. I'm gonna react to take no damage from it.
Oh,
If that's
you have the spirit.
possible.
You have I'm trying to think if negative damage counts towards negative damage. I think it's just piercing, bludgeoning,
If
or.
magical, doesn't it just go into hardness rules?
Mm,
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm
you
not
know what?
sure either.
No, I'm gonna say for now you block
I
out the
have no
damage.
idea.
I'm gonna say you block out the damage for now because that seems a little mean, especially when you're facing like something that's about 9 to 10 feet right in front of you. Let's see.
Yeah.
This is
Sorry, what does this creature look like, being 9 to 10 feet tall?
it looks like a giant shadow. Um, it doesn't have it almost has like a humanoid form, but the arms are elongated up to the hands, and you watch as what you would presume would be fingers are also elongated to claws. The head and the shoulders are kind of connected in its form. It kind of slopes up, and you see almost like, again, pitch black eyes in this form kind of looking over you. um it almost looks like almost like a ghost, but just made of the darkest of dark. What do you do? I will say, since it has made its turn, what do you do in reaction to this?
So, first things first, just a direct look at this. Does this appear to be some kind of fiend? Because that will
um,
determine what I do.
um make me an occult, please.
Cult. I'm not very good at this.
That's
Yeah,
fine,
no.
yeah.
You have no idea.
Okay.
It's something. It doesn't look like it's a ghost, but it's definitely something. You're not sure though.
Horrifying. I
Yes.
think I'm gonna do. Oh God, what am I gonna do? First thing he's gonna do is shout, "Beer, we got something!" And I'm gonna lay on hands it, because I recognize it just tried to hit me with negative damage.
Ooh. Okay. Lay on hands is positive damage, correct? Or positive energy?
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
it would deal 1d6 damage for
Uh, I need
free.
I need you to make a attack roll though, because you're trying to touch this thing.
Okay, gotcha. And I'm not sure how to make. I'm just gonna roll the efficient. So it'd be 5 plus 2. So this will be plus 7, whatever I roll. 17.
17. As your hand starts to glow with this positive energy, this thing, you just, almost for a moment, just take a wide eyed, and just kind of almost the body kind of bends to avoid your hand as you kind of reach out to try and grab it. Seeing this positive energy in your hand starting to glow, you hear a hiss come from the thing. And Beer, as you're just kind of starting to run towards where Arcanus is, you watch as the thing flies off. It just starts flying into the sky.
Yeah, you better run.
Oh, that's not good.
You just kind of watch as this shadow form go from roof to roof to roof before it disappears into the darkness.
Beard looks up at the rose and looks down at Arcanus. Is like, well, that was interesting. What was it?
Looked like a tall, spindly shadow person with voids for eyes. Classic standard fare. Scared it off. No, but in actuality, that was terrifying. We should warn the party that there could be more of them.
As you say that, hearing off the distance, you think you hear probably what's about 3 to 5 shrieks go off in the distance.
Loud party hearing shrieks?
Yeah,
Oh.
you see some of the
I rush out.
windows, kind of in Rock City, some of the windows start to light up as people are kind of probably lighting candles, seeing what the hell that was. Some people are kind of starting to look out the windows, opening the windows, looking out to the street. Well, that's it. You hear it once, that's it.
Crazy.
Who
At
did
this
Seer
point-
piss off by trying to steal these corpses?
Maybe
Do
they
I
were
come
trying-
out of the shed, out of the cart like right now?
Oh yeah, you were.
Come on.
But
Yeah.
when you
I
were,
also
you heard the
definitely
shrieks. You were
overthinking.
all outside once the shrieks were heard.
I'll just look at Arcanus and Beer and be like, "What the hell was that?"
Shadow Man.
Seer looks
Shadowmen.
at all y'all. It says these words. I ain't do nothing.
Maybe they wanted the bodies too.
Oh boy.
So, could you describe them to me?
Yeah, it was like taller than me, a good couple feet, spindly fingers, voids for eyes, and just a shadowy frame. It looked to be some kind of creature, undead or
If it's
evil.
undead, me and you are probably the best bet against them at the moment.
It did flee when I tried to grab it with my holy magic.
Well, I have a lot of that,
We'll
so
do an undead check.
I do suggest that we are the ones to stay. Or watch up the night, I guess.
Agreed.
Undead check? On that
Was that
description?
enough information on the description to make a roll?
Yes. Go ahead and
Sounds
this would actually
undead
be a
to me.
religion.
Oh, perfect.
Nah, that's probably not going to work for me.
Perfect.
27.
Let's do it.
Holy
Let's
shit.
do some religion checks here.
I'll give it a try anyway. Nope, not a
Oh,
clue.
Yeah, Tesh is kind of. I mean, it sounds like a couple things it could be Tesh, but it's kind of out of your wheelhouse, as it were.
It's probably a vampire or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Seer and Baker, however, kind of thinking about it, kind of what you've ran into so far. You kind of think on it, and you've probably read about it before, especially you, Seer. Probably you more than anybody. This sounds like a shadow. What you know specifically about the shadow is they are technically undead, but they are spirits that lurk in the darkness. They are usually they're kept at bay usually by the positive or light. But usually they are made to be spies rather than ambush sort of beings.
okay. I will relay that to everybody, including Arcanus, and say that's a shadow. And all
very
the other
apt name.
details you done gave me.
Yeah. I don't think it's wise to stay here too much longer.
Well, we should certainly light lanterns around the carts just to be safe if light typically repels them.
And I just have my what's it called? My bullseye lantern just lit, pointing it around.
But
Just
I'm
in case
happy
there's
to keep.
another one.
I'm happy to keep watch with you. I agree. I think the two of us would be best suited to deal with them should they attack the cart.
I also have something that would be very useful against them.
As do I, and I'm pulling the gun off of my back.
What I mean is, I can literally light up the area.
Oh, yeah, that'd be really good.
And anything that gets close to me also will get hurt, so I don't want you close to me when I do this.
If it comes down to hurting a bunch of them and me or none of us, just do it.
I have your permission. I will do it then.
Excellent.
So I'm going to go on watch now.
I'm gonna get the fuck out of the way.
Wise choice, because it's going to quite literally force you out of the way.
All right. So are you casting the spell now, Baker?
No, not right now, because it's not a good spell to cast at one moment. I'll just double check its what's it called? How long it can last for a moment. Actually, no, it lasts for not 5 minutes. I'll look again how long it lasts.
Nonetheless, you all kind of take the time to light up around the caravan to add some sort of potential protection against these things. Um, Eventually, the town does go back to its normalcy. Starting to go to sleep again. But I will say, for the sake of brevity, there's no need to cast that spell because the rest of the night is relatively peaceful, if a little stressful. Um, and I will also assume you all took turns and everything, so you all are fine. Okay. Getting back to it. Eventually, you all get the benefit of a long rest. Waking up, and you wake up in the morning in the town of Humble. Looking at it, there's a slight snowfall that starts from the weather has gotten a little bit chillier. Snow starts to fall as you see it start to pile up on top of the cart. When you do wake up, I'm looking at my notes real quick. 1 second. Okay. You all wake up.
Oh, look at this snow.
It is starting to pile up quite a bit. Michael actually walks out of his cart stretching, kind of rubbing his shoulders from the cold. Eventually, he does. Who would be the last people to kind of be on the lookout?
I'm going to be on the lookout because I'm going to sleep during the day, have naps during the day.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to have my red light basically warms his body up.
Okay.
My red lens warm him up a bit.
Okay. You managed to kind of warm Michael up. So, that's quite pleasant. Wonderful. Was there any commotion in the night, Mr. Baker?
Well, yes. We were. One of our friends here, Arcanius, was assaulted by a shadow.
A literal shadow, or shadow person, or some
No,
sort of.
I would say a literal shadow who manifests themselves in a quite physical reality.
That's strange. Very well. We'll be sure to be on alert then. Any idea why it would attack us?
Well, probably because he went out and spotted the shadow first. They're usually scouts.
Strange. Why? It's strange to hear something like that kind of running about and skulking about. Humble's usually, well, it's the middle of the snowy desert, and we rarely get things like that.
And from what I heard, there was 5 screeches last night. That made the same noise as that one. So there's around 5 of them.
Oh, well. That's no good. That's no good. Maybe you and yours can take a look around the city and dispose of this menace. I'm sure the watchmen of this fine town will like the assistance. In fact, if you go to down the street here and some ways towards the center of town, you should find the main building. It's the mayor's office, and it also doubles as the guard's office. Perhaps they might need some assistance with this. I'm sure they're already on the case, but it doesn't hurt if that's something that would interest you and yours.
I will speak to them, I guess. Also, since I am talking to you, I would like to talk about a contract between me and the caravan. I mostly just came on here and just nothing happened. That's pretty much all that happened.
What terms were you thinking of?
As like the caravan's like an official medic, because that's like one of my specialities.
Let me go ahead and write up a contract, and if everything seems good, we'll go ahead and have you sign it.
Thank you. I will relay this to the group.
Wonderful.
my internet.
I'm going to go back to the protection of my carriage now. Good day.
That sounds completely fair.
And with that, he kind of waddles back through the snow, back to his carriage.
So I would return to the main group where I assume everyone is ready for breakfast and stuff like that.
What are you guys doing for breakfast, exactly?
Well, I'm just chilling. I'm just going to make some eggs and bacon.
I'll go see if I can catch us something to eat.
Yeah, this is like
I
one of
grabbed
the
some more.
rare times that we've been in a town where we haven't been like fed for free.
He's doing plenty of supplies, but that's for somewhere else.
Anyways, so
Pull a pancake out of my pocket.
where did that
Start
come
eating
from?
How long's that been there?
Does it matter?
it.
Yes, because it will be very stale.
How long has it been since we were at the last city?
Weeks?
Couple days.
It's been like almost like a week and a half or two.
So it's like a biscuit at this point.
It's probably still good. It's fine.
It's more like a brick, I should say.
She starts gnawing on it. It's
Oh
fine.
no, you crack your teeth.
Remember, she's a raccoon.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Raccoon crack their teeth.
It's fine.
It's not that stale.
It's fine.
Well,
I dip it in water.
So should we?
I was about to say that.
Dip it in water. It's fine.
All I
Dip
can
it in
picture
the-
is like the little video thing of the raccoon with cotton candy running
No.
over. Dipping it in the water.
Yep.
Goes to wash
I'm going to give you some cotton candy and a glass of water.
Go to wash your food and it disappears.
See,
Yep.
Oh my
Seer
gosh.
had a very filling breakfast, very scrumptious in his room, and he comes out and he looks at everybody and says, "What do we do now?" And Just to say, shadows, spies for somebody. Maybe I don't know. They looking for something. And
Well, the whole point of
graveyards
this,
are kind of.
There's one
It
thing
might
we can do.
relate. Might relate.
The caravan master kind of suggested we may help out the town guard in dealing with these shadows.
and we're also here to see if we can find some more trade goods for our journey.
That is fair. So, do you think it'd be wise to assist the town guard in dealing with these shadows?
It certainly wouldn't hurt.
I would like
They'll
to
give us
rid the
free
world.
food.
Free food is always very good.
That is always fair. Anyone cold by chance?
Is anybody what?
Cold.
Actually, pretty warm beside the cart.
Very cool. Anyone too warm?
To be honest, I'm a little too warm. I'm used to being outside in the cold, so like
Okay.
anything warmer than cold is kind of warm.
I insert a blue lens into my bullseye lantern, and now you feel cooler now.
That's excellent. Thank you very much. And he's just like putting his hands against it like a reverse fire.
Now it only works if I point the light at you.
Well,
Anyways, so do we all vote on helping the town guard?
I guess.
yes.
Yeah, sure. Maybe they'll give us free trade goods.
Sounds fair.
Not that we have a whole lot of space for more trade goods, honestly.
And then we'll need more carriages and more people to guard those carriages / drive them.
Anyway. Well, let's be good Samaritans and help out, I guess.
How are we gonna get them though? There, I must say, when it ran from me, it was superbly fast.
I'll be bait. And I'll blast them afterwards, I don't know. You have to win at night or go into dark alleys and get mugged.
They had to have come from somewhere.
True.
Anyway, the best thing to do is ask the guards to see if there's any issues going on.
They recommend we go to town hall for that.
Seems
I
like a
guess.
good start.
Accosting another mayor.
Accosting? I would never.
Well, we only did it once, I guess.
1 out of 1. Pretty much.
Yeah, but the other mayor was a douche.
Well, he seemed like a nice guy until, he pulled a gun on his assistant.
Wasn't he also possessed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Anyway.
he was very much possessed for about a year.
Let's go see if we can be helpful.
Whatever gets us paid.
That is the idea. That is the goal.
Also, while this conversation is happening, I do steal a piece of bacon.
I was already cooking bacon. I just had it anyways.
Oh, you're cooking for everyone or just... Okay.
I'm just cooking for everyone as this conversation was going on.
Then I don't steal it, I just take some.
You acquire
It's
a piece
fine.
of bacon.
Excellent bacon. Baker, excellent bacon. You're doing a great job. Great job. I eat my bacon. Yeah, all right, I'll follow the group.
Okay. You go ahead and walk out to the snow. Okay, so walking out, you managed to head into the direction that was pointed out to you, Baker. Takes a little bit, especially the snow has been piling up for quite some time. It's probably maybe about half a foot at this point, as far as depth goes. So
My God, this is almost waist deep.
oh yeah, the smaller ones. The smaller ones are a little bit harder to walk through because it is about a waist deep for you.
That's an exaggeration, but not by a whole lot.
Do you want to get on my shoulders?
That'd be weird.
It's either that or be waist deep.
The snow is still falling, so it could get up to that point.
We'll save that option for when we actually need it, or at least when I actually need it.
Yeah, I'll just walk behind a few
I'm up.
people so they blaze a trail.
Yeah.
All right. It probably takes about 30-minute walk. The town is larger than most, but it's not that large. Eventually, you come to. It almost looks like the building is made of marble by the time you get to it. But most of it is from the snow clinging to the outside frame of the building. The building seems to be about 3 stories tall, very wide, as it seems to take up quite a bit of space. It's almost in a circular pattern, and at the center of the half circle seems to be a fountain with a not a dragon. Seems to be a polar bear. That seems to be at the center of the fountain. Let's see here.
It's a pretty nice statue.
You would know it is of. If it is, that's not Leoleo. It is. I know my deities. I swear.
Masiofa?
That's the one.
Yeah, someone reads the lore.
Thank you. Yes.
No, it's Tupu's the polar bear. The other one's a glacier bear.
Oh, no! It is actually Masiofa.
Okay.
Siofa, the queen.
Yes, is the queen bear.
Queen. Oh.
And you see it's standing there kind of at the center looking up, and it seems that the water is coming out of the mouth, and then falling back into the pond like area below.
Water in this weather?
Funny enough, it works. And you kind of notice as you look at it, it's very clear water, and none of it is freezing.
Neat. How cold is
Yeah,
it?
actually.
Do you stick your hand in it?
Yep.
Funny enough, Tesh, as you kind of walk up and stick your hand in it, the water's warm.
Oh, this is interesting.
Huh.
Water's warm. Neat.
Natural occurring phenomenon.
If you are curious and want to kind of think on it. I believe this would count under society.
Ooh, I can
I'm gay.
serve the fountain of water.
Meh.
Yeah. Beer's cultured.
Veer is indeed cultured, as you would know, and Gabriel by a lesser amount. That the town of Humble, now that you kind of are here and kind of look at it, you would know that one, there's said to be some sort of like underground hot spring under this area. That might be where this is kind of coming from. But you also know that in the town of Humble, a certain type of magic has been harnessed where they imbue crystals with magical power, and that can be applied to pulling things down, moving things, kind of providing energy, or in this case, heating up water. And that's specific to the town of Humble.
Well, Beer's going to share this, but just for roleplay sakes, anytime Beer shares information, this is going to be like one of the few times that y'all don't see him being like a moody little bastard looking dude. He kind of lights up like a tour guide thing, like
Oh.
very official. It's like, this bear behind us is actually a miracle.
Or Baracle.
Oh my god.
Wonderful. Wonderful. What else?
That's going to be a thing. Every time something good happens,
It's a
within
Baracle.
Nora, it's a miracle.
I've helped.
Bear
Contributed.
witness.
No. Oh no. Even the cats disapprove. Alright. So, you do see people walking to and fro, in and out of the building. The doors are held open at this point, with two guards standing on each end. The guards are in a sort of thin sort of metal plating armor with a halberd, halberd, thank you, over it. You do see that there is a signia on the halberd, and it seems to be of almost like a six-pointed star, and in the center seems to be almost like a crystal in the center.
Ooh. What house is that?
This is actually the normal signia of Humble.
Really fancy, not gonna lie.
And you do see that they each have helmets they're wearing, and almost like where a feather would be, you do see almost a light, like a white crystal, and it seems to give off a slight glow as you look further. You can imagine that if they're walking around the dark, maybe this glow would stand out and would probably illuminate around where they are, probably used to see in the darkness.
Useful.
But now that it's daytime and there's light out, doesn't shine too much of the glow, it's just barely noticeable. As you walk through the doors, you enter almost imagine if you walked into a DMV, but the counters are stretched much longer from wall to wall. On each opposite side of this room, there is another set of double doors, each with their own guard standing by it. Towards the left-hand side, there are stairs that break up between the wall and the counter that go up to the next floor. It looks like there is a sort of walkway onto the next floor that goes either right or left. There's no doors that you can see up there, but you imagine they probably lead off to other areas of the building. The ceiling is about 30-ish feet high. And the open area does have like lounges and places you can sit and relax. Towards the counters, there is the counter itself, which separates with a paneling, and then separating between whoever is helping the person, between the person that the office official and the person that whoever's talking to them, there's almost like a glass paneling between them with a space to interact between the top of the counter and where the glass starts.
Very fancy.
Okay, so who's taking the lead on this?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I could, considering I was told directly where this place was, if necessary. You know what? I'm just going to take the lead.
Okay.
I'm just gonna watch from the background.
Yeah, I'm back there with you, Seer. I'm bad at this kind of stuff.
What with?
I'll be up front though.
No, it's true. It is easy. Just don't say insulting things.
What? Why would I say anything insulting?
I didn't point fingers. Although it is surprising you volunteered your opinion first. Z.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You go ahead and walk up to the counter, Baker. As you all kind of walk up, you do see from the two double doors on the opposite end. On the right side, there seems to be similar guards walking in and out of that door, and on the left side, you see individuals in much fancier attire. You do see like one woman in almost like a large sort of styled hat with a feather coming out the top. Almost looks like a peacock feather. She's wearing like a red dress with almost like those ruffles that end at the cuff. As you look at her fingers, they are adorned with various amounts of jewelry, as well as around her neck. She seems to have a large sort of necklace, as well as a pearl necklace as well. She wears almost like a pink sash to a dark pink to accommodate the red dress she wears, and there almost seems to be like an opal that seems to be clasped right where the neck is. And you watch also as the guard kind of gives her a nod as she walks through the opposite door on the left.
Okay, Miss Universe.
Maybe like Mickey Mouse. I'm trying to get Mouse's attention here.
Yeah, he kind of perks up from your calls. Yes.
You think you could find out what's going on in that room over there?
You point to the left door.
Yep.
He,
If possible.
he looks at the door, looks at you, What do you want to know?
Just wondering what's going on in there. It seems to be some rich buggers going in there.
Okay. And
Important people.
he will go ahead and you kind of feel it. He will run down like the back of your shirts underneath, out of your shirt down your leg, and you actually see him run off.
Very cool. I'd like to go to the front desk.
Okay. Oh, I gotta do some things for Mouse real quick. Actually, he has something. Hold on. Oh yeah, he has that. Okay. Are you watching Mouse? Tesh.
Like, I'm not going to be like staring at him, like tracking his movements or stuff, but I'll keep kind of an eye where he's at.
You do watch as he gets like 3 or 4 feet away from you, and then he just disappears.
Oh.
That's it.
Neat.
As that happens, you walk to the front desk. There is a rather bored-looking official, Elvin. He is probably in his later years. You see a little bit of gray mixed among brown hair. Spectacles kind of hang from his nose as he kind of adjusts them. He seems to have a normal sort of almost business attire for the season, though it seems a bit heavier, probably thicker to kind of block out the cold. As you approach, he kind of looks through the glass at you, and as he speaks, it's like the glass isn't even there. But as he talks to you, like, yes, how can I help you?
I am wondering if here part of my group, we heard there's a bunch of disturbances last night. I'm sure you heard those yells, screaming last night.
Yes. We are investigating. Excuse me. We are investigating the disturbances. Are you here to make a complaint? Are you here to give information?
Me and my group just so happen to know what they are, and are willing to assist the city.
Okay, so you're looking to both give some information and assist with the guard. Am I understanding correctly?
Yes. For a little, probably a bit of payment and, resources for the caravan.
There it is.
No
Right.
range.
You are part of the caravan.
That's us.
All right.
Not fully official.
Well, we have already designated some supplies that would be added to the caravan. Actually, and after all, it's a team effort, as they say, anyways. Very well. Let's see here. So, there is a patrol that seems to be down a few good men and women. We don't need too many. We need at least 3 able-bodied individuals to go on the outing for them. So if you would like to volunteer 3 and potentially 4 of your allies, we could definitely use them. We also do have some spots available within the barracks. There was some attack last night with some of the soldiers, and they could use some medical assistance with them as well. So if you have any healers or any sort of medicine men of some sort,
That would be me. But
I could
the
also
thing
help
is, the things that we would be hunting, I'm also rather capable at dealing with at the same time. They're not fond of light or positive energies.
He seems to start taking notes a little bit as you start talking, kind of nodding his head. All right. So we have 3 volunteers for medical assistance. Who would be the ones volunteering for the guard?
Because
Sure.
I'm willing to go either way, wherever I'm needed.
We cooped up. I would.
Sure.
volunteer for guard. What the
I
hell?
haven't been in danger yet today.
Haven't been in danger yet.
All right. So we have 2 for the guard.
And then Arcanus,
I'll also
You
go
want-
guard.
then I'll
Unless-
go medical.
As I say, my healing is limited unless I can focus for a really long time.
All right. So we have 3 for the guard and 3 for healing.
And I will be for the medical.
Okay. So we have 1 odd man out. Beer, what are you gonna do?
Beer's probably gonna go to guard duty
Okay.
because there's nothing else listed.
All right. So we have 4 for guard and 3 for medical. As you all kind of sign up at this point, Tesh, you do eventually feel like a little bit of like pulling at your pants before you feel it kind of run up underneath your shirt and back to your collar. And then you feel a little tug. You have whiskers, Tesh.
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right, you feel a little tug at your whiskers.
What's going on, Mouse?
I imagine you kind of step away to address this.
Okay.
And as you kind of step away and or whisper, Mouse kind of whispers back. There's a lot of people in there, and they're really shiny.
Ooh. Were they talking about anything interesting? Or
Shiny.
anything at all?
I mean, nothing interesting. Nothing about food or nothing about shinies.
Hmm.
Nothing important.
No. Well, what about the unimportant stuff? Did you catch any of that, or did you just kind of ignore it?
I didn't pay attention.
Oh,
I
fair.
did manage to get a grape though. They have food in there.
Oh,
Oh shit, grapes! I have frozen.
hmm. Well,
He does pull out a half-eaten grape and starts to munch on it.
nice. All right. Well, thanks, Mouse.
No problem. I'm gonna go back to hiding in your collar now. He just kind of ducks in.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, as you'll kind of sign up for your tasks, so those on medical duty will be brought to a different building. You'll be escorted by a guard. It's within the same building, but it's like on the complete opposite end. As you're kind of brought almost like around the building, there is almost like not so much a tent. Well, I guess it's like a really large tent towards the back. And as you are brought in, you do see various people kind of lying down. Some of them separated by almost like another, I won't say harp, but almost like a thin cloth. You do see one specific individual seems to be separated from the rest. As you walk into this almost blindingly white tent. Those that go into guard duty We'll actually go ahead and take care of that later because you will actually be sent out during the night. Good luck.
Thanks.
Hell yeah.
Splitting the
That's
party.
really
Nothing can
good
go
at
wrong.
Nothing can go wrong. It'll be fine. So, those of you that are in guard, you kind of have the day to yourself until the nighttime rolls around. However, for the rest of you, you go ahead and pretty much as soon as you walk through with this guard, you are put to work. Some of you are instructed to kind of run bandages back and forth. Some of you are set to assist with replacing bandages. However,
I am quite literally an expert in medicine.
Yep, I'm not gonna have you roll that because you know what the hell you're doing.
I'd rather use my my occultism and use my stones to heal things, but
there are a few that probably prefer what you do. One or two specifically, they are probably more along the magic variety. So they probably prefer what you do instead of the good old-fashioned way.
Or I could shine colors on them as well.
So you can do that as well. Well, you're preoccupied with the more physical healing. Tashius, since he does have more spiritual and magical healing,
I
he's
call it
up to
hokey
that.
healing.
Hokey healing. There we go. That's the word. One thing, it's you're kind of set in the corner and made to. You're almost like guard duty. You kind of scare a few people. It's pretty obvious. But you're called upon to kind of help Baker with changing bandages and the like, should they need an extra hand. One thing you all do notice, though, none of you are able to get or are told to inspect the individual behind the sheets.
Okay, I'm
I would love to ask why I can't go investigate them.
I'm going to gather information is what I want to do.
Okay.
Like chit-chatting with people and trying to find out what's going on. And
I would like the direct approach of asking, why can I not treat them?
With the direct approach, Baker, as you kind of ask one of the nurses or doctors, as it were, they would just kind of look. They seem to be. Their case seems to be a bit special, and some of the more advanced physicians are looking into the case, but we are not allowed to head in due to potential complications.
I would like to read the aura and detect magic in that area.
Okay. You can go ahead and do that. As you're doing that, Ash, go ahead and roll me diplomacy as you're kind of talking to these individuals. See what you gather. Okay, that's pretty good. So, from what you're able to gather, Tesh, you're able to gather a bit more than what Baker does with the more direct approach. As you talk to the patients, one of them do kind of see what you're doing, and as you're looking at the clothed off area, kind of inquiring. They do kind of nod. There's like, that was actually on watch with them. Actually, specifically, we weren't sure what exactly happened, but when the shriek echoed through the night, all I saw was a yell, or not saw, heard, was a yell, and then I did see them kind of fall to the ground. It was weird. They weren't bleeding per se from the given wound. There was very obviously a wound, but it seemed almost like it was charred or blackened. Though there was no burning specifically, it was quite weird, and they started to foam from the mouth, in which case me and another, though they are not here, dragged them away, in which case I felt a scratch on my own leg, and specifically what you're healing right now, Tash, is a blackened area on the leg. It seems like there was a scratch, but it's more on the surface area rather than like no, like it was ripped or there was like a claw mark there. It
Can I
was more like a
determine what kind of
scratch.
can I determine what kind of damage it would be? Like negative energy or
I would say, with your
other.
knowledge of the occults and the arcane, looking at the wound specifically, this was probably along the lines of negative damage.
Okay. So probably another one of those shadows.
You could presume so, yes. As you kind of cast the spell, the aura, um, there is a massive amount of negative energy coming from behind that screen, Baker.
I'm just gonna look over and think. I'm just going to try and cast because I want to heal everyone in this area because they don't look hurt. I'm gonna cast heal 3 actions at 2nd level.
Ooh. Okay. Um,
I feel like this might be a bad idea.
You know
that's
what?
positive energy,
It's
isn't
healing.
Yeah.
Yes, it's positive.
it? Okay. Okay. 1 second. Can you go ahead and roll me the amount of healing you do?
8. Sadly.
8. Okay. Okay. As you do this, Baker, you kind of spread out this positive energy. Um, from what you see, Tesh, you watch as the wound from the person's leg almost seems to like bubble, not bubble. There's almost like a little bit of a hissing sound as the person that you are taking care of kind of like hisses himself, almost like there's a sharp pain. It's like, what in the blazes?
That wasn't me.
And then you hear a very loud scream from the opposite end of the blanket. A
That's
loud
what I
scream of
expected.
pain that slowly tapers off. And as you kind of look at the opposite end of the blanket, you see the figure that's there seems to kind of move, almost like convulse, as they let out this scream before it tapers off and they just stop moving.
What just happened there?
You watch as the physician and doctors just run into that area. They seem to look over at this like very hushed whispers as you see 2 elven individuals as well as 1 human individual run in. Um, and as you the kind of whisper and you do see 2 other guards walk in as well and seem to stand between everybody else and the sheet as they seem to be kind of guarding that area. Um, as the physicians start to look over this individual, you see their shadowed form in that area, and as you watch, they seem to look over the individual until eventually one of them seems to hold up a hand, just kind of. It looks like they kind of shake their head, and you do watch as all of them walk out, and you hear from them. They kind of say out loud, what time is it? I don't know. He kind of looks at a pocket watch. Time of death, 1:24 p.m. for closing the pocket watch and walking out of the tent.
Poke twitch.
Ah, so it's definitely not normal.
I cast Spirit Sense.
Spirit sense. Okay. Go ahead and roll perception, please.
My eyes glow. My dark corner that no one seems to come near for some reason. Get healed. I wonder why.
No idea.
28.
Okay. 28. Okay. As you look about and kind of watch, Seer, you do see coming from. It's weird. You look at the individual kind of behind the blanket. No one else sees this but you. You watch as it almost seems to blend in with the sheets, almost like a mist comes from this person, kind of hits the floor and just disappears.
We'll know that discovery.
I must also make a
The floor
note. Give me one
disappears.
moment.
Interesting. You see Seer start to think real hard.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, as that happens, eventually, you do see the physicians walk in and out, and guards are posted around the medical tent. Eventually, looks like coroners seem to walk into the uh, sheeted off area, and eventually you do watch as they walk out with a body bag out of the tent. Um, as that happens, day turns into yes.
Does this happen often, guys?
Are you asking the people? Are you asking your allies?
I guess people.
Okay. As you kind of like ask a general nurse, let's say that would be the first person you kind of are able to get their attention. It is also a hybrid. It is a it's actually they are Chloe hybrid. Um, so as they kind of look at you, they're slightly bluish skin, mixed with the peachish hue. They seem to have fins for ears. As they kind of look at you, they kind of shake their heads like, "No, this is the first I've seen something like that happen before."
Interesting. Interesting. Are there any more of these white sheets around here?
Um, are you looking for like the type of sheets that were hanging? Well, they're still hanging up, but you're looking if there's more of them.
Yes.
No, there's it's just those sheets.
Okay. All right. Well, You can continue, Alex. I'm just thinking.
Okay. Eventually night seems to set in. As it does, the other group.
Before night fell, could I mingle, just hear about things, I guess?
Well, they would take you to almost like the guards' quarters to kind of relax if you wanted to. They would give you
Yeah.
access to that.
Oh.
That goes for anybody that's doing the guard duty. You would have like almost like temporary access.
Let me
As
mingle.
as you kind of mingle around, make me a diplomacy check if you would for me.
Diplomacy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So just to see how well you got along with the guards, as you converse with them, some of them seem a little hesitant to talk about specific events, but you gradually get them, get them to open up to you. Um, Here's what you learn specifically. You do know that those 4 teams that were out at the time of when the screeches were heard. 3 teams, luckily, were not affected in the sense that they didn't really see anything, they just heard the screeches. The 4th team, however, seemed to have been attacked by whatever was let out these screeches. By their testimony, they seem to have been attacked by a very large shadow. Some believe them, some don't. Some think it was just the acts of vagrants, or some sort of bandits that were being very sneaky. But 2 of them did end up in the medical ward. One in critical condition, but they haven't heard anything beyond that.
So something out there is dangerous.
They presume it's just some bandits, but they can't say for sure.
Just because it's not elderly doesn't make it not dangerous. But gotcha. So there is something. Maybe.
Far as they know.
Far as they know. Alrighty.
Is there anything
I
else?
believe I understand.
Is there anything else anybody else would like to do? Before they are given their rounds.
Oh. Could I borrow one of those fancy crystals y'all carry?
The one that sheds light?
Yeah.
Yeah, they go ahead and give it to you. This one is in the form of a necklace, because they don't give you the helmet specifically.
That is fine.
That's part of their official uniform, but they do give you a necklace. So
I'll
you
gladly wear
have a light pendant.
Woohoo!
When you speak the command word, it shines a light within a 30-foot, not 30. Well, hold on. It's bright light within 10 feet, and then it's dim light up to 30 feet.
I'm sorry. I have one thing to ask. Alex, the barracks we are in right now, and it's getting dark. What do they do with the body?
You saw them haul it off. You don't know where they sent it to. If you tried to follow, guards would stop you.
Are we still in the barracks when it gets? If we are still in the barracks in the dark, when it's getting nighttime, can we leave?
You are asked to stay overnight in the barracks.
Overnight.
Hmm.
Damn. Is there a possibility I could sneak out?
You can certainly try.
All right. Well, ain't like
I will
they
say
asked
you are
me
in a.
to stay here overnight.
I will say this: you are in a place right now because even though if you're in a corner, you are in a place that is relatively crowded with people, and they do turn on the lights, or give some sort of like dim light once darkness falls. So this is probably gonna be very difficult to sneak off.
The best they're gonna do is lock me up. I mean, ain't the worst thing that can happen.
I'm just letting you
I'm
know.
gonna
You say
give it a
that.
shot.
All right, roll me a stealth check, please.
What are they
I need
gonna
to
do?
get out of
Arrest
here.
me?
I just got.
I don't want to
I'm
go
gonna
anywhere
get risky.
dangerous.
Okay. Okay. Um. So you kind of wait for like the changing of the guards, let's say. You give me 1 second, let me look at something real quick here.
Guys, I think I know what happens.
Okay.
It's just suspicious.
So as you kind of walk out, kind of start stepping around the corner, you do spot one nurse that seems to be coming back, and she does seem to have an eye on you. She doesn't stop you, but you can definitely tell she's seen you. But luckily, you don't seem to have been spotted by a guard.
I give her a nod and I keep going. Is there like is that it? I'm out, or is there something else?
No, that's it. You're spotted by the one nurse, and you are able to walk free.
Okay. I try to I go to the where the guards are that the other group was at and just way out. I needed to talk to somebody.
Okay.
Bear. And I'll be waiting for them. I'll be
Okay.
waiting for beer.
You kind of walk around to where probably because you didn't see where exactly they were taken for guard duty, but I would say if you hang around the sort of the monument, the fountain, eventually you do watch as Beer, Gabriel, Z. I think that was all of them, right? Oh, and Arcanus. Um, you do eventually watch as they walk out. You four have been given your task, your route, and you have been asked to kind of patrol around the outer edge of the town. Um, there is a sort of fencing. Um, what's it called? You know those large sort of log walls people would make. It starts with a P, but I forget the exact word for it. Nonetheless, they have asked you.
Palisade? Is that what
Thank
it's
you,
called?
Palisade. Yes. Um, you are have been asked to kind of patrol along Palisade. Um, and so you do see them kind of start to walk towards that area, to the closest edge of the wall. I presume is where everybody's walking to, unless anybody has other plans.
No, I'm not aware of the other plans.
Nope.
Okay. So Sarah, you would be able to like kind of catch up with them if that's something you wanted to do.
I will sneak up on 'em, and you see someone coming from a I don't know a dark corner with red eyes,
It's a shadow.
very tall.
So yes,
Hold
you
up.
so kind of spooks
Put your
Arcanus.
weapons down. I'm not a shadow. It's me, Seer. Not supposed to be
Yeah.
here.
Did you heal everyone already?
Everybody. There was a person who died. Seeing his spirit, it was suspicious. It went into the ground. Then they took the body off with guards. They didn't want us to follow them, and they didn't ask. We wasn't able to answer any questions from them. They was very secretive about it.
Hmm.
I think they went to the graveyard. That's my best guess. And followed them.
Well, then. Interesting.
I just wanted to let you know
We should.
there's something shady going on in this town.
Yeah.
Yes, shadows.
Nice. Good one.
Of course. No pun. No pun intended.
Not to throw shade or anything.
Ooh.
Um,
You need to set it.
Seer
light to the
walk.
situation.
Seer walks to Bear and say, "Bear, idea for you." And you accept the deal?
Oh yeah, the little conversation thing.
Yeah.
Beer thinks it over for a moment, kind of rolling his eyes back and forth. He says, "You are spookier than the 9 depths of the ocean, and so help me, I will drown you if this burns me at all."
I don't make bad deals. And he smiles behind the mask and just taps him on the shoulder. And then Seer says, y'all go ahead and do your patrol. I'm gonna go to the cart. Night.
Before that happens, as you're all kind of starting your patrol, all of you hear a scream.
Oh, snap.
Time to go save somebody.
Yeah, can
Time
we
to
tell
go
what
help
direction it
somebody.
came from?
Saving is all determined by fate.
And followed by the scream, there's a shriek.
Yep. Go, go. I'm running.
Yes.
Back at the tent, you also hear a shriek, and you hear the shouts of the two guards that you heard, that was standing post outside. You hear the sounds of fighting happening outside the tent.
Oh,
I rush outside towards sword drawn.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll poke my head out, see what's going on.
As you rush out, you see 4 guards that seem to be fighting 2 large black shadows. For the other team, you watch as you turn around the corner towards an alley, 2 large shadows. One of them seems to be holding a woman by, I guess you say, by the chest, as long claws seem to have pierced the chest, kind of holding her up in the air. She's not moving. And you see 2 large shadows there. On 2 fronts, 2 separate situations. Gone very badly, as 2 fights are about to break out. It seems the peace has broken, and it seems like we have 2 separate fights on our hands as the shadows start to attack. Unfortunately, we will have to end our session there for today. is
sorry.
I have to prepare for this fight because I wasn't expecting you guys to actually separate. So I have to prepare uh 2 fights at the same time. So that's gonna take me a little bit of work, but we're off to end our
And
session there
of
for today.
course, a seer had to disappear.
Yep.
So it's
So
just
you're
me
down,
and
man.
Ted versus 2 guys.
You have the guards to help
Oh.
you, but the other team,
Also,
you are on your
I'm
own.
highly effective against those guys anyway, so I should be fine.
I'm gonna kick their asses.
I have a really good plan what I was going to do. Hopefully, if I was able to get them in line, I have a really good spell that would fuck them up.
That and this is also kind of an extension from last session. So, but I do have some prep I have to do. So again, we'll stop
That is
there.
completely fair. Thank you for the
If it
session.
makes you feel better, I was role playing.
Okay. Well, yeah. I have to combine like 2 maps. It's fine. It's fine.
It's gonna be
Okay.
awesome.
It's
Also,
gonna
be
be something.
prepared to light up an entire area.
I will be prepared.
I'm going to cast Sun pretty much on them.
Oh no. Well, that'll definitely help. That'll definitely help them and the guards, or you and the guards. Honestly, the 2 like main magic users, well, 2 of the 3 in one fight helping the guards, it is pretty balanced. The rest of you, well, you have Arcanus and you have Seer, so you should be fine. I think.
Yeah. So I have a plan of what's going to happen. Hopefully this all works out well.
I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm sure I'll be fine.
Yeah.
There's also a few other things I have to prepare just in case a certain raccoon and mouse decide to have shenanigans.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that's
Uh-huh.
shenanigans.
There's that as well. Oh,
Yeah, you better prepare for that.
Because I haven't really had a chance to tell you that there is a lot of shiny stuff in that.
Oh, I love Halberd because it does 2d10 and with reach.
Oh, I saw how blinged out that lady was.
Yeah, but you
Just
don't know there's a
imagine
lot of people in there.
I'm going to cast Magic Weapon on one of the guards' Halberd, so every one of his attacks will deal 2d10 damage.
Wow.
That'll definitely help.
And it'll be magical, too.
I would stop telling the DM the plans a whole week before session, because now suddenly you're going to have more enemies.
Oh, look,
don't
there was
worry,
2
I
shells?
have-
Oh, there's 4 now.
Oh, there's 4
don't
now.
worry. I have a really high range damage stuff for negative stuff, so I'm fine.
He says that.
They're like the
I'll make them
jellies
regret
are-
being a war. I'll make them regret being a warrior by slapping them so hard and saying bad.
What level are you guys now? You're level 3, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Good.
Also,
Suddenly, dragons.
last time I was playing Pathfinder 2e, which was Thursday, I had a level 2 character, and our DM, by accident, only threw elite enemies at us, so I had to solo 6 elite orc warriors by myself.
That's fine. That's fine.
But did you
Yeah, I
have-
managed to kill one of them and survive, but I got messed up real bad.
Not surprised.
That'll happen.
It was not a good time.
I'm
But I
sure this will
believe
be
everything's
fine.
gonna work out because we got a plan already.
It'll be
We
fine.
got a deal going on.
I have many
It'll be
hidden
fine.
weapons,
You
which
know.
I may or may not do or do. I may cast Fist. I may make them regret even fighting. I may make them dance.
Don't mind me, I'm just taking notes.
I may commit a haunting hymn on their faces. Or I'm going to take them to therapy.
Or you can make the shadows like jellies from Dragon's Quest, and every time you kill a big one, it splits into 2 smaller ones.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I like that idea. I'm writing that down. I'm writing that down.
But don't worry, if they do die, and it's via, like how it says, light or positive energy, it doesn't affect them. They just die straight up. They don't split.
Fine. I'll be fine.